So you want to become a SQL freelance developer? Well, you reached the right video. Let me explain.
This video is brought to you by DigiLink Academy, your #1 source to learning programming fast and get to that 6-figure freelance salary you desire. Our courses include our SQL Project course, our freelance Kickstarter, our Python course, and our interview programming course, and much, much more. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click the link below to get to our free 7-step freelance guide so that we can help take your career to the next level. I'll see you guys in the course.
All right, guys, so let's jump into this video. But before I get started, bear with me. My sinus is acting up. So, we're going to still bring this show to you and give you some good information and solve your SQL freelance problem. So the biggest problem that I see, you guys, is you guys got the technical SQL knowledge, but you don't have the balanced industry specific domain knowledge that complements your technical freelance SQL knowledge that's going to really help you go above and beyond as a freelancer. Freelancing is technically a little bit different than a typical W-2 9-to-5 job, because most of the time, if you're not the boss and you're just a programmer, people bring you work. They say, okay, this is a problem, fix it. And most of the time you get your problems automatically without you going and find it. Freelancing at the beginning, yes, when you have a potential client, they usually come to you to say, hey, I got this problem, can you fix it? You usually can fix that problem within 3 months or so, 2 months, 1 month, or whatever that short time frame is. But after that, it tends to go dormant unless they have a specific problem that they identified. Most of the time, there's way more problems than what they identified. That's just the glaring stuff. And then you start to unpeel that onion a little bit, and you see there's a lot of problems that can be solved that can help them even beyond what they actually discovered. And that's where you make the money as a freelancer. Having that industry knowledge is going to help you identify those things easier. And the best part about it is, once you get that industry knowledge, you know how to talk the lingo, you know how to communicate with them on that industry level. You can start to communicate it on the level that they understand, not the technical SQL. Hey, you got to get the tables and all that. And yeah, that works when you actually, getting into the technical side of things, but just pitching a solution and trying to compare what their competitors are doing versus what they're doing and the gap there and how you can get them above their competitors. That's where you're going to win as a freelancer. And SQL is the best way to do this because everybody have data. Everybody have a need to store it, and everybody have a need to protect it. And then they want to leverage this data to be able to go beyond their competition when it comes to providing services, their products. Data is king, especially if you can make sure you leverage it the right way. And SQL is one of those tools that's going to help you if you're able to really leverage it the right way. So I made some points here, guys. Before I get too deep into this, please share your experience as a freelance SQL developer. If you already established, what are some of the things you did to become a SQL freelance developer fast? And if you haven't, if you're an aspiring developer and you're struggling, go ahead and share what you're struggling with so that we can start a conversation to help you guys out. Go ahead and comment, both of you guys, in the description box so that we can start a conversation. That being said, guys, the takeaway from this, at the end of the day, guys, freelancing is very attractive. You get to work on your own, set your own hours and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you got to acquire business. If you're not acquiring business, you're not consistently providing solutions and getting paid for them, you're going to quickly end your freelance career and go back to a normal W-2 employer. So you got to make sure that you have a portfolio of customers and you be able to solve those problems. And I want to make sure I communicate that before we go into the details of it. And SQL is one of those things that we're going to go talk about that. I can't go over everything in this video. Links below to my 7-step guide is going to help you guys really focus in on where you need to start as a freelancer, where are your gaps, and really come up with a custom solution specifically for you and your local market. So I'm going to be covering some things today, but I can't cover everything. My 7-step guide below is It's going to help you guys out with that. In addition to that, I have premium courses as well. Go check those out and support the channel and take your developer career to the next level. That being said, guys, let's jump right into this thing. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at SQL as my tool of choice. That's what I learned. That's how I got started. That's how I got to the level as a developer, because I understand the importance of SQL. You can become a freelance developer real fast and don't know a lot about code. As long as you know the basics of SQL, how to leverage it, what the company needs are, you can make impact with just SSRS reports, just basic reports placed in the right location at the right time with the right alerting and store procedures. You can make a huge difference, and people don't notice that. That's why that industry knowledge is important, that you pair with your technical knowledge to be able to place a solution at the right location, because everybody just can create random reports. But only the top developers know, hey, this report is going to help this department at this particular time, and it's going to help them not make this mistake or make a decision faster in order to get a advantage over a competitor. That's the kind of stuff that puts you in from a junior developer to a lead or IT manager or software management developer. Because at the end of the day, guys, you have to be able to scale your knowledge to the point of impact. That's why I tell you guys, early 90s, early 2000s, if you knew HTML, you can get a job, because those skills was rare. Companies didn't have coding infrastructure in place, software in place. So just anybody just can come in and create a web form or some kind of form where you can store stuff on a computer. Basic stuff can come in and just make a difference and have to even know about the actual company. They just, hey, I need this data, I need to store it, and these people need access to it. But now, since everything's mature, you got software in place, you got systems in place, all that's there. You can't come in with the basics. Hey, I'm just going to write HTML and I'm going to just store it in this table and expecting to be able to make impact to a company in 2020 going forward. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, there's some of that work for startups and other companies who got no existing systems. Yeah, but that's a very small percentage, and you as a new developer is not going to get that business. I can tell you that now. What you need to be focusing on are those established companies who've been around for a while, mid-size, who, hospitals, trucking companies, professional services company, accounting company, just anything. Just go drive around your business or do a Google search on local businesses in a mid-sized city, Atlanta, Dallas. You can go to the bigger cities as well. Obviously, they have more, but I'm just talking about, cities that have 600,000 people or more. And you can go basically find these companies and you can say, okay, what current systems they have, what current technology stack, how they store their data. Do they have reporting? Do they leverage a lot of their add-ons to their system to integrate with other systems? A lot of companies, you can make a living as a freelance developer just doing integration between systems. It's that easy, guys. But identifying that is the key that most developers don't have, because they're so knee deep into the technical statements and learning the advanced select statements and all that. Let me tell you guys a secret about software development. At the end of the day, it's to the point to where you can do basic select statement and make pretty good money. Don't get me wrong, there's an opportunity to have advanced stuff, but most of the time, 98% of the time, you're going to be doing select statements. So, guys, I'm not going to beat this dead horse too long. I want you guys to get started as a freelancer. Go check out my 7-step freelance guide so we can get started. I will go into detail specifically for your use case. I'll put a link to that on the board. Go support other courses, my complete software development kit down below. Now I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.